Last season and going into season 3, you have this brand new dynamic with Scotty. How has that been, and what can we look forward to in season 3?
Too much fun. It starts out a little bit contentious, but I think well, I can't really say, but I think it changes. And this young man, Martin Quinn, who plays Scotty, is such a lovely young man. I feel I always have so much fun when we get to do a scene together.
Awesome. Every year we do a show where we ask what we want and what we don't want from a season. What do you want fans to take away from season 3?
Ooh, well, I think that the fascinating thing about what they do is that they change. There is the world of the Enterprise, etc., but then they change the world. Every episode, they're so inventive, and I think that it'll be a good ride for everybody because there's so many new worlds within it, and because the writers are so inventive, and I think we got a pretty good cast.
I think you do. I think it's a great cast.
I am so grateful to be working with these actors and these writers. It's really fun.
Well, we love seeing you on each episode, so thank you so much. Yeah. Obviously, season 2 ends with the chaos with the Gorn and Spock and Chapel not really being together anymore. What's going to happen? But besides the stuff with Chapel, what's new for Spock in season 3?
Oh gosh, I wish I had a really interesting answer for you. I would say that, as we bring this Spock closer to the Spock portrayed by Leonard Nimoy in the original series, we're continuing to explore his humanity, and we do it with several different devices, one of which is human romance. So that's about as far as I can go with that.
I like romance. I am a hopeless romantic. Every year we do an episode of our show where we talk about what we want and what we don't want from a new season.
I love that.
Thanks. I want to ask you, what do you want fans to take away from season 3?
I just hope that fans enjoy it. I would say that the hope with any season, every season that we do, is that it might make someone more curious or more excited about the unknown, or maybe help them find a way to solve some of their own problems or conundrums in their own lives. And I think that's what you hope for with any art you do, And we have the privilege of being a part of this show, which I think that's like a major goal of Star Trek and of the Federation, right, is to be curious and loving about the unknown as opposed to fearful. So
does it feel good to be back?
Yeah, there's been a lot of time in between, but yeah, I'm excited for the series to show. I don't remember what it was, what we filmed. So, but yeah, I'm really excited.
At the end of season 2, we see Captain Pike in a wartime situation, something that is not that familiar with. We obviously are going to see the resolution to that in Hegemony Part 2, but going forward from that, Pike knows his fate. What's left for him? What's he doing in season 3?
It's a good question, and it's a fair question. Now, first of all, I have to think back because we shot it so
2 years. Yeah.
I keep mixing up what I can talk about and what I can't talk about. But, with this show, we knew coming out of Discovery, we had to get Pike to where he was past his existential crisis, and that meant learning that the journey is the destination. And I think since the first episode, since we did that, it's kind of freed us of the burdens that come with something like knowing your future. And so I really haven't thought about it too much.
What do you want fans to take away from season 3?
Same thing I wanted them to experience in season 1, which is Planet of the Week, big idea of the week. There's a reason that in our opening credit sequence, it's just the Enterprise. That's because the Enterprise is the lead of the show, not me. Akiva said something funny the other day. He said, people keep calling this as an ensemble show, and it's not. We just have a different lead every week.
Yeah.
But I think of the series, it's really the Enterprise and the spirit of the Enterprise.
Strange New Worlds, 5-year mission, just got the renewal and final season. I saw your post, harkening back to, William Shatner and Kirk. How does that feel right now?
It feels like, first of all, it feels like, wait, what? 5 seasons? How did that happen? And it's bittersweet. You know, it's like when I ended Hell on Wheels. You can sort of step back and go, okay, that was a chapter. You know, I really grew with that role, and that's what I love about long form television. You don't get that amount of growth when any other medium. You don't have the same challenges in any other medium than in long form television. You know, you're handed this big chunk of money, and then some executive says, okay, at the end of the year, you need to hand us 10 episodes that are exactly 48 minutes and 17 seconds. And then you, as a group, have to figure out how to make that happen. And that is such a unique, strange challenge that I love it. I just really love it.
So, Roger Korby, not a ton of source material to go on.
Just the one episode, yeah.
What Little Girls Are Made Of. How have you taken this character who did only show up in one episode and truly make him your own?
Well, to be honest, I don't even know if this is a spoiler. I don't think it is, but like Korby is Irish now. So there's a lot of things that are different about him. Like even when I did the audition, we were thinking British, American, Irish. We did it like 3 different ways. And honestly, I remember Akiva called me because I wanted to do, don't tell anyone in Cork this or I'll be shot, but I wanted to do him in a British accent. And Akiva actually called me and said, let's do Irish. So from the get-go, it was like already going to be very different. And what Jess Bush did with Chapel informed a lot of it too. So all of that was there. And who's a good match for Jess's Nurse Chapel also mattered. And then just like the writers and the dialogue and the script and all that stuff, that was kind of what I had to go on. I'm a huge Trekkie, massive Trekkie, but the original Roger Korby, obviously this is before all of that. So I just know that that's where it's going. And that was about as far as that influenced what I did with Korby.
How's it been working with Jess Bush and the whole Chapel dynamic?
The Irish and the Australians always get along great, so she was awesome. I got along with a lot of the cast. I mean, like Ethan, I developed a great friendship with Ethan while I was out in Toronto. Everybody really, it was just a Celia, you know. It was just a great bunch. From the get-go, people were so welcoming. I mean, I've never actually had a job where one of the leads reached out to me before I even started with a welcome, which is what Ethan did. And, you know, I had met Jess already from the auditions and stuff, and when she was in New York during the strikes, we went striking together for the SAG strikes and everything, so it was just so unbelievably welcoming, the whole cast was, you know, so yeah.
I'm Giraffe's co-host, and she says hello.
Oh my God, hi Giraffe, we miss you, baby. Love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. That's like the original Strange New Worlds Uhura cosplayer. Right? She's like the one.
She is. She's a queen.
She's the queen. Her Nev cosplay was better than my costume. She looked incredible. She looks incredible in everything. Oh my God, Giraffe, we love you over here, baby. We love you.
I loved in season 2 how much Uhura came into her own. You know, ending in the musical, which was just, I'm a theater kid, I love musicals. And I want to know, how much does that carry over in season 3? How much more are we going to see Uhura grow?
Oh my gosh, I think season 3, audiences are going to see a side of her that they have not seen yet. We get to see a side of her that is so in her own. She's literally growing her hair out and letting it down and being herself and taking up more space. And I think that we haven't seen a lot of that from this character yet. We've seen her in this very curious, a little insecure beginnings, and she's finally standing up on her own 2 feet and being proud of herself in a way that is so affirming for this character. We're seeing the Uhura that audiences fell in love with back in the 60s, and we're constantly growing closer and closer to her. And so in season 3, we're just continuing that through line. We're continuing to grow into herself. We're continuing to show off her more playful, her more curious, her more ambitious side. She's just, I'm so proud of the Uhura that exists in season 3, and I can't wait for audiences to see her. I love her so bad, and so to be able to share her with the world is just such a gift.
The news just came, 5th and final season. That's 2 more seasons that Nichelle got to have. How does it feel like carrying on that legacy? And getting to, 5 seasons is incredible.
5 seasons in the day and age of streaming is really, really, really rare. And we're really fortunate to know how many episodes we have left to sort of wrap up this chapter of these characters' stories. And I just think it's a gift. I have loved this character. This character will never leave me. And so I think I'm just excited to really, really, really tweak and hammer home the version of her that exists after Strange New Worlds. And it's still a little pre-TOS. We're not in reboot territory just yet, but it's an opportunity to just continue to reveal pieces of herself that audiences can find recognizable.
What do you want to have fans take away from season 3?
Maintain curiosity, maintain hope, pursue justice ravenously, continue to ask questions of the people in power, continue to interrogate the systems you contribute to, continue to deny injustice, continue to deny oppression, continue to deny isolation. The people are strongest together. Power to the people, power to the people, power to the people. It's us. We are Starfleet. We are what makes Starfleet. And as long as we continue to fight for what's right, to fight for equity, to fight for inclusion, to fight for diversity, to fight for queer rights, to fight for trans rights, to fight for the rights of everyone around the world, it's just to continue to align with, I think, Star Trek's original integral mission. That's what I want audiences to walk away from. Remember the genesis of Trek. Remember what it stood for. Remember what we stand for, and that we cannot get through this alone. We must band together. We must unite and fight for the world that we know we are deserving of inheriting.
I want to talk to you both about the news that came out. 5th and final season. I saw your collective statement about it, that this was the original plan. 2 more years than the original series got. You get to be on the Enterprise for 5 whole seasons. How does that feel?
Great.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, we always wanted to have a 5-year mission to get us right up to TOS. And we wanted to be able to show how our characters either found their way to who they become or found their way to other destinations. And we get to do that now.
It's been 2 years almost since Strange New Worlds has been streaming. Yeah. You guys, I know you guys have been right in the thick of it, but does it live up to the hype of being gone for almost 2 years?
I mean, they're going to have to. You guys are going to have to tell us.
Yeah.
Right. Like, all we do is we continue to make Star Trek that we really love, and we really love this season.
Every year on our show, we do an episode where we talk about what we want and what we don't want from the series. We're very critical.
We should watch that.
You should. You should.
What do you want and not want?
I've gotten a lot of things that I've wanted from this season.
Actually, we like to know what people want, because we do it based on us being fans.
Yeah.
This is literally our job. Our job is to be viewers and have the experience of being a viewer. Like, we watch it, how do I feel? Is this what I missed? And it's kind of just to remind yourself of, like, I'm doing this for this experience so we can put this experience out in the world and have the same experience we had when we were younger.
Yeah. Is there anything that you want fans, Trekkies, to take away from season 3?
Oh, no. I want them to take away whatever they do take away. I want them to take away an experience of Star Trek for 10 more episodes.
As good as it is, there is still quite a bit more to come that will surprise them.
Can't wait. Absolutely can't wait. Well, a pleasure talking with you guys. Thank you so much. I know you're shooting season 4, so it's like some things are at the end of season 2 in the episode where you know, with Dakra, we see this much darker side of M'Benga. How much does that carry through into season 3? Are we going to explore that a little bit more?
Well, in season 3, there's definitely the repercussions of that. We don't fully touch on them, but there is definitely remnants, pieces of recollection in season 3, and yeah. And then we find some other challenges, but this is, I think, that particular moment is something that is now his history, part of him, and it's going to be the beginning of a should I or should I not? Those thoughts are going to stay with him for a long time.
what do you want fans to take away from season 3?
We want more.
Season 5, fifth and final season.
Yeah.
You're one of the legacy characters in the show, getting closer to that version of Dr. Mbenga. How was that announcement for you?
You know, I mean, I knew a little bit of time before, you know, but yeah, it's special. It's special that this Dr. Mbenga has been given this journey. It's special to have given him breath and life and charted his journey that hadn't been seen before. And there's more to come. There's more to come. So, yeah, it's lovely.